Welcome back, everyone. It's Eric from Eric Candy here. Today we're back on PTCGO, taking a look at another deck for the current standard format, and that is going to be Lucario and Melmetal GX. With Welder and greens, it's like attacking Lucario Melmetal. I know kind of historically back in like the Unbroken Bonds format, the more popular version we kind of saw was the like more control stall oriented version, but kind of cool. We have like an attacking version. This is the same list actually that got second at San Diego Regionals this past weekend at the time of filming. And I was scrolling through tournament results and I found this list and I was like, this looks actually really cool. And if you guys do want to play this deck for yourselves too, be sure to head over to PTCGOstore.com, pick yourself up some codes and use the coupon code RARECANDY at checkout. Save yourself some money in the process. But getting into the actual deck profile itself here, before we get in some games, we have 4 copies of Lucario Melmetal, the main attacker of the deck, 260 HP, 3 different attacks, all of which are pretty relevant though. First one, Steel Fist for 2 colorless is 50, and you search your deck for a metal and attach it to this Pokemon. Heavy Impact is going to be 150 for 2 metal and 2 colorless, and then the GX attack for a colorless. For the rest of the game, your metal Pokemon take 30 less damage, and if you have an additional energy, you discard all energy from your opponent's active Pokemon as well. So all these attacks definitely have their uses, but Full Metal Wall is definitely going to be the star of the show here. Getting a minus 30 reduction for the rest of the game is pretty insane. So we effectively have 290 HP, and then once you factor in Metal Frying Pan, in addition to that, you know, it's going to be very difficult for our opponent to actually take one-hit knockouts on us. So, you know, Heavy Impact, it's not too impressive. 4 for 150 is actually pretty poor. But, you know, when your opponent has to 2 and 3 shot you, and you have Welder and things like that to get you set up, it's really not too big of a deal. We're just going to 2-shot everything with this attack. It's actually, the deck's gotten set up, you know, I think a bit more consistently than I would have thought otherwise. And of course we have Steel Fist as well if we do need to get another energy in a pinch too. So playing 4 copies of this guy, of course the main attacker of the deck. We're just trying to 2-shot things while also very rarely giving up prizes in the process. But we do play a couple of other Pokemon. The first is going to be a Mega Lopunny and Jigglypuff GX. It's going to be kind of our, you know, just our big one-hit KO machine if we do need to take a knockout on a pinch. With the Jumping Balloon attack, 3 colorless energy, 60 plus 60 more for each of your opponents, Pokemon GX and EX in play. So we really don't have a very good one-shot option with Lucario Melmetal, and we actually don't really have a way to get Lucario Melmetal powered up in a single turn and use Heavy Impact. So this is nice to have a backup attacker that you can power up with a Welder and 1 attachment and be ready to go immediately. So that's pretty cool. Does have a GX attack. We're really not going to talk about it though. It's pretty relevant for this discussion since we almost always want to use Full Metal Wall GX. And then from there we have a 101 Amistar line. So of course we have 1 unidentified fossil, but then we have the 1 rare candy and also the 1 Amistar. So Amistar here has this ability, as long as you have fewer Pokemon in play than your opponent, they can't play any item cards from their hand, which is a pretty powerful effect. The item lock has historically been very, very good. But Amistar is in here just for a couple matchups in particular, most notably for the like different stall control decks like the Clefairy Doll decks. This will prevent them from being able to put down their Pokédolls. Also even good against like a Rangaroo or like Pidgeotto control, stuff like that. And even outside of that, you know, Amistar is it's just a good ability. The item lock is just really good. So you'll even find random situations where this can be good. But like I said, the stall matchups are the primary reason for the card. We've kind of seen this pop up in a lot of greens variants lately for that reason. And it is nice, it is worth pointing out, you can actually search for unidentified fossil with green since it is indeed a trainer card, which is pretty cool. So speaking of trainer cards, we have a good bit since this is a greens deck. Of course, we have 4 copies of Green's Exploration. We can only play this if we have no Pokemon play with ability. So you do have to be careful to get your Amistar out, just because you do shut off your own greens. That is something you have to always kind of keep in mind here. But you search your deck for 2 trainer cards, put them into your hand, or reveal them, put them into your hand. So of course, we can set up, you know, our turns for like future turns by grabbing different supporters, custom catchers, reset stamps, really whatever it might be that we need in a given turn. For Welder as well, the other primary support of the deck, you guys are probably plenty familiar with this. It's been a, you know, format defining card ever since it's come out. This is going to be the main way we actually get to power up our Lucario and Melmetals with this deck. We have 2 copies of Mallow and Lana. It's going to be another key card just because we're trying to deny knockouts, and Mallow Lana combined with our GX attack and metal frying pan, it does a pretty good job of it. So we can switch, or if we discard 2 other cards, we get to heal 120 in the process, which is really nice. Just again, just trying to deny our opponent ways at taking KOs here. We have 1 copy of Lumiuna to reuse our supporters in stadium cards, so we can reuse Faba, which we have in this list as well, which is very good against certain things out there, especially decks that play Chaotic Swell. That's going to allow us to get around that. Also, if they're playing a deck with like heavy special energy, like Pidgeotto Control, you can just put all those recycle energies into the Lost Zone. Of course, there's other things too, like escape boards and spell tags as well. But I think those are going to be some of the more popular reasons. And well, I'm speaking more about Faba in this case, but Lumiuna will allow us to keep reusing this, also get back our power plant, or either of our stadiums for that matter, and any other supporters we might need. I kind of just covered Faba already for you guys, but we get to get a tool special energy or a stadium and put it into the Lost Zone. 2 copies of Cynthia and Caitlin. So you get a supporter from your discard, put it into your hand that is not Cynthia, Caitlin, or a card you discarded with this. But also, if you discard a card, you get to draw 3. So this is just a solid draw 3. We can get like a greens back and draw some cards in the process, which is pretty nice. That is something that is kind of an upside to this over Lumiuna in terms of getting back supporters. We can actually draw cards with Cynthia and Caitlin. But the upside to Lumiuna, of course, is that we get 2, and we have the flexibility of getting stadiums as well. Going on to our stadium cards, we have 3 power plant. So just to shut off GX and EX abilities, pretty much a staple of Green's decks at this point. So we're going to need this to get around Keldeo GX. That's going to be one of the big ones. And also shutting off things like Dedenne GX, or even Naganadel GX, Heatran GX, whatever it might be. So just kind of a staple of Green's decks for a long time now. But we do have 1 copy of Mount Coronet as well, just to get 2 metal energies from our discard back into our hand. We have 3 copies of Metal Frying Pan, another key card in the deck. So if our metal Pokemon that this card is attached to take 30 less damage from attacks and have no weakness. The no weakness part in particular very good in this type of format where fire is so prevalent. So of course that means things like Blastoise GX, Reshizard, etc. won't be able to one-shot us quite as easily since we are eliminating our weakness. Let's see, we have 3 copies of Tag Call, pretty much a staple right now for a lot of these tag team decks. So we get 2 tag team cards, but we can get supporters or Pokemon. So we can grab like a Lucario Melmetal and a Cynthia and Caitlin if we do want to go that route as well. So you have 2 copies of Switch, just to switch, pretty straightforward effect. 3 copies of Reset Stamp, pretty heavy count of Reset Stamp, but especially in conjunction with Power Plants, Stamp Plant is one of the, I think, stronger combos that exist in the current standard format. So since we're not taking big one-hit knockouts, we basically just want to make it as difficult as possible for our opponent to, KO us in the process. So Reset Stamp is another way we can help do that. We have 1 copy of Pokemon Communication just because we need a way to actually search out Amistar with this deck. That is one thing we don't really have outside of this. So this is going to allow us to be able to search that out for hopefully whenever we need it. We have 4 copies of Pokegear just to dig a little bit deeper, or 7 cards deeper to be specific, to hit our supporters. We have 1 copy of Great Catcher, but we also do have 4 copies of Custom Catcher as well. So Custom Catcher, it's a little bit more flexible, in terms of what Pokemon you can actually like gust up, but of course you need 2 in hand to be able to play it. Whereas Great Catcher, you only need 1 in hand, but it's only limited to GXs, and you do have to discard 2 cards to use it. And then we also have 1 copy of Fiery Flint here. So I think we're generally a deck that doesn't really care about Giant Hearth too much, just because we really aren't going to be weldering, I think, as frequently as something like Ability Zard, as an example. Our damage output's like pretty stable. So I like having Fiery Flint in here to be able to still search out energy behind Power Plant without having to remove that stadium from play. So discard 2, get yourself 4 fire energies out of deck. But then we do have 1 copy of Energy Spinner as well. This will allow us to get our metal energies. And if we use this on our first turn going second, we get 3 basic energies out of deck, which is really nice because you can grab 2 fire and a colorless, Welder 2 fires, attach the metal. Or 2 fire and a metal energy. That's what I should have said. But yeah, those are going to be our energy searching options. And I believe from there, we just have 6 fire energy and 5 metal energy to round out our list. So like I said, guys, this is going to be the exact 60 that got second at San Diego Regionals. I want to kind of see exactly what they were working with. Didn't want to really tweak too much on my own. But let's head into some games. I'll show off how Lucario Melmetal is going to look in action, okay? All right, so let's go ahead and call the flip here. Which we would. That's definitely nice. Yes, we would like to go first. And okay, yes, we will start the Lucario Melmetal. We definitely need to hit a supporter off of this Pokegear, though. That's the big thing. Definitely want to hang on to the Megalopony Jigglypuff. We don't know what we're playing against just yet. Girafarig, okay. So I'm guessing ADP. That's a common tech that we usually see from them. So sure, we'll just go for the Pokegear, and we do hit Welder, though I think we're just going to go for greens this turn. So I think we grab Welder and a fire energy. That seems okay to me. I'm sorry, not Welder and fire energy, but Welder and a energy spinner, if it's in deck. So that's kind of what I'm looking for right this second. We have 2 power plant in deck. Again, I'm working under the assumption this is going to be the ADP deck. We do have our Lusamine in deck as well, and Phobos. We have like all of our big tech cards. So we'll just do this for the moment. And I'm actually going to hang on to the energy spinner because if we top deck a fire energy, I'd prefer to get a metal energy with it. So we're just going to do this for the moment, and we will pass it over to our opponent. Okay, but it's going to be Elm's Lecture. So if that's the case, maybe, okay, so this is going to be like a stall deck, so we should have actually checked to see if our Amistar line was in deck. That's going to be pretty much what we need here. So we are going to see the Clefairy come down. So we actually probably don't even need Full Metal Wall in this game. Just because our opponent's not going to be doing damage to us. They're just going to use, if you haven't seen it yet, the Florges to reuse the Pokédolls every turn and make sure we can't take any knockouts. Zach actually did a video on this deck recently too. I'll have a link in the top left-hand corner. I think that's where it is, up there. If you guys want to see that video as well. Okay, so Munchlax is going to allow them to get a card, put it back on top of their deck. Yeah, that's right. And we do see a Pokegear. So if that's the case, no, I think we still Welder, just because we can get a prize right away. So let's see. So we have the Amistar, we have the Candy, and we have the Fossil. So that's actually pretty big. Or maybe if... Yeah, let's actually see if we can hit greens. I think that'll be better. We get Faba, okay. Not really what we wanted, but at least it does thin a card out of deck. I was thinking if we get greens, I think I kind of want to just grab like Unidentified Fossil and other greens, and that would be fine. So we'll just Welder onto our boy Lucario Melmetal, and we probably don't even need to bench any other Pokemon. We can put down the Metal Frying Pan, I guess, just in case. Or... but we'll hang on to it just in case. Well, now we'll throw it down. That's fine. And we'll just go for Steel Fist. This is actually a matchup where the Megalopony Jigglypuff could be useful for its GX attack, since it can snipe, was it 200? Yeah, 200 on the bench. So let's go for Steel Fist. And actually, I mean, we could have custom catcher to bring up a Flabebe, but I'd rather kind of save our custom catchers for when our opponent has a Clefairy in the active. That way we can catcher around it if need be. So we're going to see a Stevens from our opponent. So still not putting on much pressure, which is fine. We really just want to find greens. That way we can start getting our lock set up. That's going to be the big thing. So this is definitely not going to be the most explosive matchup you've ever seen, because their deck's not aggressive at all, and our deck is not the most aggressive. Okay, and there we go. We do get the green. So we might even see a scoop after our opponent sees us go for the fossil. So we're just going to go for the unidentified fossil, and then a green, so that way next turn we can grab candy and communication. Oh, let's check. Is communication? Okay, that is in deck, and just double check again. I'm pretty sure the Omstar was as well. Yes, so that is going to be in there. So if our opponent plays Reset Stamp, this would be the turn to see it, I would imagine, since they did see us go for the other greens. So we could steal Fist, but I really don't even know. I think we're fine here. I don't feel like we need to get any more energy on this guy. You know, if they do play like hammers or anything, we have Mount Coronet as well. So I'm not stressing about it really. We get a Fiery Flint. That's actually cool. We can Welder if we do need to, but obviously we want to go for the greens. Guarantee the lock for next turn. So here they're going to get Florges up and running. So Florges, of course, has the, was it Miraculous Gift? Is that right? Or Wondrous Gift. My mistake there. But of course, flip a coin of heads, put an item from your discard top of your deck, so they can just keep reusing their Clefairy dolls. Or Lily's Pokédoll. I really need to get in the habit of that. I think the Japanese translation was Lily's Clefairy doll initially. And they do have Stealthy Hood. That's fine, but yeah, here we just get the victory screen. So again, they saw us go for the fossil plus the green, so that kind of signals to our opponent we have what we need to, I think, get our lock set up. So pretty convincing dub on the Pokédoll stall deck. So Master Gilu, I think that's how you pronounce that. They are going to lose the flip, it looks like. I won't turn that down though. Okay, so if we hit a supporter off Pokegear, this hand isn't bad, but if we don't, hand's not that great. But I guess we could play down our hand to attempt to custom catcher for a card. That feels pretty bad, but we will have the option potentially. And our opponent has 3 different basics. Ooh, interesting. So this is weird. They're playing the Dark Inkay? I'm really confused by that. Maybe they play like Professor Oak's setup or something? Really not sure what we're playing against right now, but we'll see. So we'll go for the Pokegear, and we do hit Welder. It's pretty good. Now, unfortunately, we only have the 1 fire energy to get down, but that is okay. So, yep, we'll just attach that here, get a couple more cards, and we do get a metal energy in the process, so we'll get that down. And from there, we're just going to pass. Again, I don't know what we're playing against, guys. We see a coughing, so is this... If this is Wheezing, I'm assuming this is going to be the Wheezing that if you discard with Roxy's, you do damage. If that's the case, I don't think our opponent's going to win with how easy it is for us to resist damage. So we'll go for a Pokegear. We'll go for a greens. So what do we want here? I think we probably want Fiery Flint. That way we can use Welder on subsequent turns. And guys, I have no idea what we're playing against, so it's hard for me to pick what you want. Because like green stacks, they're so reactionary in terms of like what you do on a turn. It's like, okay, what does your opponent have? You greens accordingly. So I think we'll actually just get another greens. I would kind of want to go for Frying Pan here, but I feel like we're not getting pressured too much, so we'll just go for this. We can grab frying pan next turn if we need it, but I just kind of want to give us the option. And yeah, I guess we'll do... And Full Metal Wall GX. So what does coughing even do? I know it evolves, but beyond its ability, yeah, its attack really isn't too special, so there's no way they're attacking with this. So I'll see in the skateboard. So maybe this is Malamar? Like, obviously they play Malamar, but like the normal Malamar that we're used to thinking of. So 0 damage, but we are going to be poisoned, which is slightly annoying. But it's fine. We have plenty of turns before the poison damage is going to be a pain for us to deal with. So, yeah, we're just going to go for the Fiery Flint. We'll get rid of Pokegear. I think we'll get rid of Power Plant, maybe. And I think we will Greens again this turn as well. That way we can use Welder next turn on a different Lucario Melmetal. So we will just go for the Tag Call. And what else do we want? Like, we could even start setting up Amistar, which I don't hate. We do have the Amistar. Do we have the Candy? And we do have the Communication as well. So I'm kind of tempted just to go for another Greens. Yeah, this is fine for the moment. And I think we'll grab another Pokemon preemptively to put back in with Communication on subsequent turns. So we'll just do this. I really don't mind getting this down, though. Like, if they bring this up or something, then we're unpoisoned, so I'm really not stressing about that too much. And, yep, we'll just hit him with the Full Metal Impact. Or Heavy Impact, I'm sorry. Full Metal Wall is the GX attack. You guys can tell how often I've played with Lucario Melmetal before recording this video. Okay, so... we still see a Mimikyu, we see another Coughing, we see a Malamar, so we're starting to get some direction of what we're playing against, but our opponent's not been playing any supporters, so they're probably just, they've been having kind of a rough game so far. Okay, just pass or dust. I'm fine with that. Sure, we'll Welder. Like, I was thinking maybe we just go ahead and set up Amistar, but I think we can just do 150 every turn for a while and be good. And I feel better about having another attacker powered up, too, so. Heavy Impact. And also our opponent's bench is very small, too, so Amistar wouldn't even be very good at this point, so. Yeah, it's going to be a long time before Poison even gets anywhere near killing us. But here they're playing Weezing. So, okay, they're trying to revitalize Weezing a little bit. I can appreciate that. I'm a big fan of the Weezing card. I played it at Madison Regionals this past year. Or last season, I should say. Okay, Splattering Sludge. The tension gas is starting to get a little bit scary. That's fine, though. So this guy gets to copy one of our attacks. Yeah, I'm fine with just kind of doing what we're doing here. And I feel bad for our opponent. You can tell they're not having the best game at this point. And I don't even think we need the Amistar, guys. We're just going to commit to powering up Lucarios. And I think we will actually switch. That way we don't keep getting poisoned. So heavy impact yet again. So I guess we could have left this poison and let him attack us with Marshadow, but I don't even think he's going to be able to do that. And they have a Cynthia, so okay, we kind of have a game, but I'm really far ahead at this point. I'm really not sure what our opponent could do. So they are starting to get set up. Good for them, I guess. Oh god, Gengar Mimikyu. That's pretty bad. We can actually definitely lose to that. Okay, so our plan of attack is just catcher that thing twice and be done with it. Oh wait, oh they have the attachment to go with it. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god, they one-shotted our Lucario Melmetal. I did not see that coming at all. Wow, okay. So we're gonna have to play down our hand pretty significantly here. So what supporter do we want to use? That's like the next question. I think I kind of want to go for Mount Coronet here to get back our metal energies. That seems kind of good to me. But it's every trainer card, so we might actually have to like double catcher here. Yeah, this feels so bad. Actually, we probably should have promoted... We should have promoted this thing, maybe? No, what am I talking about? We're going to need to Mallow and Lana. Yeah, we're going to play down our hand pretty significantly here. So we'll do this. We'll get rid of this guy and a greens. That's fine. Alrighty, so we're still going to need to play down our hand even more, though. We'll play the tag call. We'll just thin this out of deck. We do have our other custom catcher in deck. That's actually like a pretty relevant thing here. So we're gonna double custom catcher. It doesn't even matter. We'll bring up Ditto. That's fine. And we're going to great catcher again. So we'll get rid of the rare candy, and I think it attacks for trainer cards, right? Yeah, every trainer card. So from there, we'll get rid of... I kind of want to leave us an option to have some other supporters. So we'll just do this. Jeez, that attack came out of nowhere, though. So I guess that's what Gengar Mimikyu's there for. So yeah, we're just going to heavy impact, and next turn we can greens for our other custom catcher, and then just win. And even if they use Horror House GX, I can never pronounce that thing. I mean, we can still just knock this thing out if they do attempt to refill our hand size. So they're playing Roller Skater. That's interesting. It's a card you don't see too often. I'm curious what other tricks our opponent is playing, because now, I mean, they have this. Who knows what else they have in their deck here. Playing, okay, going for the Blacephalon. That's fine. So how many energies do they have in discard? Okay, yeah, so they can get it powered up. Spread 12 damage counters. That's fine. Little do they know, we can actually just greens for our other custom catcher, and it's going to be game. So just hopefully they don't reset stamp us. That's like the big thing we really don't want to see here. But we only have a 3-card hand, so maybe our opponent, like, maybe our opponent's not going to do that if they do have it. But they also might be thinking too, well, you know, my opponent just burned 2 custom catchers and a great catcher. They might not have access to another set of those, so that's probably what they're going for here. I mean, they're kind of playing to their outs. They've had kind of a rough game, but like I said, guys, we can just go for the greens, go for the custom catcher, and it's going to be game. So we'll just go for the custom catcher, bring up our boy Gengar Mimikyu. We'll definitely hit our opponent with the Well Played. They brought that a lot closer than it initially looked to be, that's for sure. And we'll just go for the heavy impact, and that is going to be the game, guys. So taking the dub against a pretty interesting Malamar deck here. All sorts of tricks and surprises up their sleeves. But Lucario Melmetal still pulled out the dub. Alright, so let's see what we're going to be up against here. We have a Rayquaza coin, Pikachu deck box. Probably doesn't tell us too much about what we're playing against here, but we'll have to see. So Vampy S is going to choose who goes first. They're going to go first, makes sense. And we do have to take a mulligan. We do have to reveal the Amistar. I mean, if they followed the tournaments this past weekend at the time of filming, they'd probably know what this list plays, but still, you hate having to reveal that you play something like that. Okay, so this hand is workable. Unfortunately, we don't have a Fire Energy because I would love to just go Fire Energy or Welder Fire, Attach Metal, Full Metal Wall GX, but that is not the case, unfortunately. So Mewtwo Mew, okay. It's actually my first time playing against this online here. So I'll have to see what to do. I know Power Plant's going to be a big thing for us in this matchup. That's really like the big card here. So they're going to get down the first stadium. I'm fine with that. I always like to see that. That means we have a higher chance of winning the stadium more potentially. And it's pass over to us. So nothing too special from our opponent on their first turn. Okay, so... Oh, actually we can Welder. Thank you. They put down the Viridian Force for us. That's so nice of them. Do we ever set up Amistar? I'm trying to think like what items they really want in particular. Sure, we'll get rid of a Welder. I think that's fine. Because we can always Cynthia Caitlin to get one back. I'll give us the option of using the Amistar at the least. Okay, so that's not too bad. Yeah, we may as well Energy Spinner as well. So we'll do 1, 2, I think just 4 fires because we have, or no, we'll get 1 metal as well. But let me see something else. Oh, we prized our rare candy. That's really bad, actually. Because we have the Amistar in hand. It would have been so good to actually use that. But you know what, guys? I think we're still like kind of okay right this second. I think we'll still get it down, just threaten it. And if they have to like, if they target this thing down, I really don't mind that too much. And if they knock it out, it really doesn't do us any harm because we can't even use it until we dig candy out of prize anyway. So I'm fine with just leaving that. And we'll just go with the Full Metal Wall. Discarding our opponent's psychic energy in the process, which is really nice. So the big thing I'm sure they're going to be looking for is going to be a Welder. Here they have Duskmane, not Duskmane, Solgaleo GX. It's like basically the same Pokemon. And they do have a Welder, okay. So they are going to be able to attack into us now. We probably need another Lucario Melmetal here soon as well. If we can get Power Plant, that would be really nice. So they're just hitting us for 70, but they definitely have ways to do a lot of damage with this deck. So one thing we could do... No, I think we need to draw some more cards here. Yeah, we'll just go for the old Welder here. It's unfortunate because we need 2 energies this turn, but we only need to attach 1 fire. And we do not have another Lucario Melmetal. That's actually pretty annoying for us, actually. Yeah, we'll just go for the heavy impact. So just hopefully our opponent doesn't have a way to one-shot us. If they do, we're in some trouble because our hand is pretty terrible. Or I should say, our hand is actually not too bad. We have a bunch of options, but our board state is pretty terrible right now. We don't have another Lucario Melmetal to get up and running here. So we are going to see a Cherish Ball. What are they going to get rid of here? If it's Mag Cargo, that could be bad. If they have like a bunch of... Oh, they have Charizard, so... Yeah. It's basically a giant feels bad right now. So like even if we had used Mallow and Lana to heal, we still wouldn't have been able to do 150, which is like one of the big things. So Stealthy Hood, that's fine. Not too worried about that. So if we can hit greens and find a Tag Call and a Power Plant, that would be nice. Or if we can top deck one of those and be able to grab a Reset Stamp in the process, that would be nice too. So yeah, they are going to burn their GX attack. Looks like they're preparing, just like stacking energy in preparation of using Venom Shot on us. Oh, so we get Power Plant. That's very good. And do we thin an extra energy? If so, what do we get rid of? But I kind of like everything that's in our hand. I think we'll just hang on to it. Here we'll go for Pokegear, and oh, we don't get it. So we're gonna have to Cynthia Caitlin. It's not looking good right now, guys. Yep, we'll play for the full effect. We will get rid of Amistar, unfortunately. And we'll get a Welder. Somehow have not hit a greens yet this game. And we do hit Tag Call, so we're not out of the game yet. We have Power Plant as well, but I mean, with a hand that big, there's no way they don't have like a Marshadow or another Counter Stadium. So we'll just do this and grab another Mallow and Lana. We could go for Megalopony Jigglypuff. I think that's fine too. And yeah, we're just going to sit on this hand for the moment though, guys. But I'm fully expecting the Counter Stadium. If that doesn't happen, we're going to be so lucky. But right now we're in a bad spot. And they have the Marshadow. So I'm actually fine that they're bumping it with the Marshadow as opposed to a Stadium. Because it would have been a lot worse if they bounced it with a Stadium than benched a Marshadow. But here they have a great catcher. That's annoying. Do they have a way to one-shot us? Okay, they do not for the moment. And if that's the case, we can actually use Mal and Lana to buy ourselves a turn. Oh, and they have Cherish Ball. That seems bad for us. And they have Lucario GX. So what they're discarding... If they hit a Fire Energy, they just win. So fingers crossed, we can avoid the KO. I mean, we're in a bad spot. Okay, they discard a Fire Energy. There's no way they didn't draw one. Because it's, what, 50 plus 50 for each one they discard? I'm really confused. Because it's 50 plus 50. Oh, any meta basic. Oh, they have the knockout right now already. So, yeah. We're getting bopped pretty hard right now. So, whipping the greens was so bad, guys. If we had the stamp to go with the plant, oh my god. It would have been such a good turn. Here, they're going to stamp us. That's got to be nice. Hey guys, sometimes they just be that way. Yeah, 300 damage. So yeah, we took a pretty decisive loss there. Like I said, guys, if we'd hit the greens on that last turn, we would have been in a really good spot, I think. Just because I think it would have been unlikely under plant and stamp for them to have a really good like counterattack like that, but just how it goes. Alright guys, that's pretty much going to wrap up our look here at the Lucario Melmetal GX deck. I have to say, I've really been enjoying my time with this thing. It's a pretty fun deck. You have a lot of cool damage reduction modifiers with the Frying Pans and of course, the GX attack, in addition to Mallow and Lana. So yeah, pretty cool deck. It's, like I said, it's not a big one-hit KO machine, but It's like nice, slow and steady 2-hit KOs while denying knockouts in the process. So hope you guys did enjoy this look at the deck. Congrats again to Malachi Sparks. Again, I'm so sorry if I butchered your name, but for getting second at San Diego Regionals with this pretty unique deck here. But if you guys did enjoy this content today, feel free to like and subscribe, and consider supporting this channel by becoming a patron at patreon.com/rarecandytcg, or by picking up some merch from our online store, rarecandytcg.com. It would mean a lot. But as always, thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.